Hey guys, it's Katie, and I'm here today to do the binge reading book tag. I was unofficially tagged by Vendi from Caught Between Pages like several months ago, and I'm finally getting around to do it now. But I'm really excited to talk about this one because this is something I really like to do. I love to read books and series back to back so I don't, forget things, and so I'm just fully immersing myself into the world. And so this is the perfect tag for me to do, so let's just get right on into it. Number 1, what book series are you desperately wanting to binge? I really want to binge the Greatcoat series by Sebastian de Castell. I've heard phenomenal things about it. It's something I'm super excited to jump into. It's basically a kind of like a Three Musketeers fantasy sort of novel, but with other like fun things thrown in. Like I've heard there's some legal stuff and just some great humor and some great sword fighting stuff, and I'm just living and breathing for getting into this series, and I have a feeling it'll be a really great one to read back to back. Number 2, I'm changing slightly. It's what book or series do you think everyone should stop what they're doing and immediately read? If you don't know this already, I talk about this series all the time, and that is The Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb. Welcome to my channel. You'll find a lot of ROTE content here. And if you don't know why you should read that series and you haven't watched my entire ROTE playlist, I'm just going to give you a few taglines. Super diverse cast. Really long epic fantasy books. Will break your soul. I really need to explain why this series is phenomenal. It's honestly, it's everything to me. Everything and more to me. And I will recommend it to the death. Honestly. Do I really need to go into what it's about? I mean, you guys have heard me talk about it enough. I feel like I don't need to go into it. And even if I were to, we'd be here for a long time. But just go read it, guys. Go read it. And please scream at me in the process, because it would make Katie very happy to have the screaming things while you're reading. Just go read it, okay? Please. Okay. Number 3. Which author would you want to binge read all of their books? I mean, I don't know about binge read, but like, I am planning on reading every Tolkien book in existence. But those aren't books that you exactly binge read. So I guess another author that could fit this is Rick Riordan. I literally plan on reading every single one of his series, but like while I'm breaking up the series, I'm binging the sub-series within the larger universe. You get my meaning? So yeah, next up is, I believe, the Kane Chronicles, which has 3 books, and I will definitely be reading those back to back, and so I can just fully immerse myself and into that portion of the world and just enjoy the process. Number 4, name the most recent book you read in one sitting. I rarely do that anymore unless the book is super short, because I don't have time, and 2, I can't sit still for long periods of time. I have to get up and move around a little bit from time to time. But one book that I can think of that I recently read in one sitting was Bilbo's Last Song by J.R.R. Tolkien. That's one. And then I also read a novella called The Gateway by, is it L.J. Andrews or is it J.L. Andrews? I always screw up the first 2 letters. So yeah, so those are 2 book examples where I was able to read them all in one sitting. Number 5, which character would you love to binge watch a TV show with? So, I mean, there are, as always, I can think of like a bunch that I want to do it with. But I'm going to talk about a character that I haven't talked about, I don't think, ever on my channel, and that's Lee Jordan. I would be all about watching a TV show or a movie with Lee Jordan. I mean, if you don't know me, and most of you don't, whenever I watch a movie or a show, I have to commentate or act out everything as it's going on. So, I mean, a lot of people don't like watching movies or TV shows with me, except for, like, my parents, because My mom does the same thing, and my dad's just kind of gotten used to it. But several friends are just, they get really annoyed with me whenever they watch a movie with me. But I have a feeling Lee Jordan would be the perfect movie/TV show companion, because you know he would have a commentary running just as much as I would, and then we could listen to each other's commentary and then talk about the movie and the commentary and the comments on the commentary as afterwards. It would just be a really great time, and we'd have all kinds of great conversations in the process. Number 6. What's the latest you've ever stayed up to finish a book, and which book was it? The book that I stayed up the latest to read was OMG Check Please, which is a webcomic turned comic book. And I literally read it all in one sitting, all in one night. I started it at like, I don't know, 10 p.m. and then I went until 3 and I just read the whole thing. And then I started to kind of look for fic after I finished. So I was up till like 3:30 in the morning, finishing up the comic, and then also just kind of like starting my journey of like opening up AO3 and putting in all the search terms, and then like putting it on my nightstand so that I can, you know, start my day off right by looking for all of the fanfic. It was like the best like week or two of my life of going through the whole like binge process. But I finished the actual comic in its entirety in one night, and I have no regrets about it. Number 7. What's a book series that's totally worth binge reading? Probably say, in some ways, because this is what I did, the Winter Night trilogy by Catherine Arden. Reading, you know, The Bear and the Nightingale, The Girl in the Tower, and The Winter of the Witch all back to back to back was a really, really lovely experience. I mean, I read The Bear and the Nightingale and The Girl in the Tower immediately after each other, but then I went on vacation and the third book was released while I was gone, and so I didn't have access to it at that point. But once I got back home, that was like the first book that I picked up because I needed it. And I finished that one pretty quickly, and it was just in such a quick succession that I was able to remember most stuff and be like pretty much fully immersed in the world. So I'd say that that's a pretty good one to binge read. I guess the sub-series of ROTE are worth it, but like, don't binge read all 16 books at once. Well, you wouldn't be able to physically and emotionally function if you were to do that, so I wouldn't recommend it. But I mean, you could if you wanted to. I know some people who have, and I don't know how they managed, but that's a different story for a different time. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna say the Winter Night trilogy and probably leave it at that. But like, also the Percy Jackson series, I did that, and that was also a really good time. I don't know. I guess I'm a bit biased on this question because I tend to read series back to back to back. The reason I know I have kind of stopped doing that over the last couple of years is because of school, and I tend to not want to read what I call emotionally compromising books while I'm in school. I've been pretty good at that for the most part. Have I broken the rule once or twice? Yeah. Have I regretted it? No, but also yes. So maybe I'm not the best person to ask this question to, because I'd just say binge read all of the books, but also I have opinions, so I have no idea. Am I making sense? Okay, great. The last one is 8 tag some fellow binge readers. I'm going to probably tag a few people down below in the description, but pretty much just if you're watching this and you want to do it, feel free to do it, because I don't necessarily know people who binge read, but then at the same time, like, I know some people who do, but they're not active as much on BookTube anymore, so I mean, it's like, I don't know. Really, just if you're watching and you're interested, give it a go. Anyway, that's about all I've got for you guys today. What is a book or a series that you think everyone should binge read? Let me know down below. Anyway, other than that, you guys know the drill. I have both my social media links down below in the description. I have a Twitter, which is @ASavedTomes, which is the same as my handle here. And I also have a Goodreads, which is also linked down below, and you can head over there and see what I've been reading and check out my progress and see my kind of somewhat superficial thoughts on it before I come and scream at you about them over here. And other than that, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will catch you later in another video soon. Bye!